Yeah. So we're just talking about the state of the world and the frenzy and the feeling of an energy of fraying, like nerve endings fraying. And with all the bombardment, and then this idea of perfectionism. And that may not be up for you, and I don't want to project it onto any of you, but there's great parts of perfectionism. It high standards, motivation, really moving into action. And if it becomes intrusive and the perfectionism starts to lead to self doubt, self deprecation, I'm not doing enough, um, it can be harmful to us and the people we're around. So, in this time of societal chaos, which may actually feel like collapse in some instances, working an antidote to perfectionism is actually self compassion, one antidote. The other is my worth is not tied to my output. Okay, my worth is not tied to my output. So when we start to think I'm not doing enough, I need to be doing more, um, we can remember to come back to our inherent worthiness. And all of this is not to say stick our head in the sand and stop acting. It's basically practices of restoration so that we can be in this for the long haul, so that we can face the news without complete despair. How does this feel?
Right. I mean,
Okay.
it feels like what I'm feeling for sure. And I especially, I think there's some guilt in there too, of when you're not doing many things or big things. Um,
Right.
I tend to feel guilty, and I think those perfectionism and guilt are definitely related for me.
Definitely. And you may not be feeling the perfectionism. It's sort of a sneaky little underlying thing. And, it can show up in other ways. Just getting things just right, even around the house, it's a sort of a coping strategy. But it can become a trap, and it does lead to guilt and self-guilt. So both and, right? We're always in here working with both and, not just, oh, sunshiny self-compassion, but also this is hard right now. And, I may be engaging in some stuff that's not helping me personally. Okay. So I want to share my screen, and it's a photo from you, Anne Marie, except for now I got to find it. I felt like it was good to get back to our circle of trees. I checked in on the eagles this morning, and Jackie's on the nest, and she's looking good. Shadow was there for 6 hours yesterday.
Oh my God.
Daddy Shadow. Hold on just a minute.
My daughter, she lives on about 10 acres, and there was an eagle that came and flew down and grabbed one of her ducks and pulled it out of the pond and ate her duck.
Oh,
I hope he doesn't keep coming back.
nature. Isn't it something? I mean, it's just both and. You talk about both and, right?
Yeah, no kidding.
The power of the eagle and the destruction of the eagle, right? Both and. Yeah.
Yes.
And the power of community. I happened to check in on the eagle last night. Isn't that funny?
Yes.
And noticed that over 6,000 people were at that moment looking at her.
Oh my
And I was
God.
like, wow,
Amazing.
that's amazing. And that's community too, our interconnectedness, right?
Totally. Absolutely. So next week, next Wednesday, the pipping could be occurring, the little breaking out of the shell. So we'll check in on Jackie, Shadow, and the 3 eggs. Yeah, cool. So Anne Marie, you took this photo.
Beautiful, Anne Marie.
Yeah. gorgeous blue sky and these
Beautiful.
conifer trees, right, that are year long, full of needles. So let's just let spirit lead us here today. And I'll invite you to do whatever you like to do with your screen. If you can mute, that's great. And let's begin with the breath. Breathing in and out. Coming into your heart center. Dropping out of the mind down into the heart. You might just imagine taking an elevator from your head into your heart. Your sacred heart center, your heart chakra, the center of compassion and love. And engaging your spiritual imagination, you can imagine that we're together at a trailhead on a sunny morning in a forest. And it's warm. The sky is so blue. And just feel your feet. Just begin to visualize or imagine your feet on the dirt path, crunching along. And some of us are in front of you, and some of us are behind you, or you may be at the head of the line, and we're silent. And we're walking very quietly so that we can observe using all of our spiritual senses. So you may, in your imagination, visualize the dirt on the road, the line of tree trunks that we're moving through. You may feel a light breeze on your cheeks. You may hear a chickadee. Stop for a minute and touch a tree, a pine tree, its bark. Say hello to the tree. And then begin to just move along the trail. And notice how we are approaching a circle of trees. Off to the left of the trail, there is an outcrop of pine trees, just like the ones on our screen, that call us into their circle. Join us, they say. Come into this sacred circle. So as you enter into the space, notice if there's a particular tree that invites you to come notice it and befriend it. And approach it and touch its bark and introduce yourself. Let your heart center and the energy of your heart, often known as green light, using this chakra systems, let green light extend to this tree, an energy of love and care. Look up using your eyesight. Look up its trunk and just notice where the first branches are and how much farther up the tree extends, branches, needles, all the way into the sky. And notice at the top, the treetop, the sun shining down, filling the tree. And just visualize now that sun dropping down in the trunk of the tree, sunlight. We know it gets absorbed through the needles, but you might just see it as golden light moving all the way down the tree trunk into the roots. And again, this time, associating that sunlight with divine, loving energy, an energy bigger than the tree, bigger than you, the web of life in its entirety, God's love, life force energy. Let it fill the tree. Watch it as it fills the tree, in through the needles, down the branches, into the trunk, all the way down into the roots. Spirit of life. Now you can either stay facing the tree, looking up at it, or you can lean against it. Whatever feels right to you, you can sit at its base. And this time, as the sunshine enters the tree, let it also enter your head, the top of your head. Life, spirit, love comes down through the top of your head to your forehead, your eyes, your mouth and throat and neck, shoulders and arms. And if it feels right, just let that light move out through your fingertips, taking with it any tension. Golden light, sunlight, spirit, let it move into your chest, your belly and hips, the trunk of your body, down through your legs and out the bottom of your feet into your grounding cord. Spirit of life. Notice your big energy body shining brightly. You are surrounded, cushioned. And if you are facing the tree, I invite you to turn to the center, facing the center of the circle, and notice the whole circle of trees and the circle of our essence. Watching the golden light move from one of us to the next, to the next. Watching the circle of trees shining brightly behind us, enveloping us, circling us. Now tapping into our heart centers again. Just imagine those who we've mentioned, the individuals who have passed, who are suffering from illness, disease, new diagnoses, the people in your life. And if you are one of those, just find yourself stepping into the circle to absorb the big, big, big energy of spirit, trees, and your friends. An energy of compassion, circling you, an energy of love, circling the people we've named and that we've named in the past who still may be struggling. And we're back, and if you've moved into the center, step back. And now just notice this big, bright light, this circle of light, and let our energy of compassion spread out across the globe. Not pity, not a fixing energy. This is an energy of feeling with, just of love, loving kindness. Let it spread out beyond us. Let it reach as far as you want it or feel like it could reach today. Just use your own intuition. And feel this energy as a calm energy that soothes that energy of fraying, of discord. So this is an energy of calm. And it's not something you have to muster up. It's sourced by source, by spirit. And now coming back to your heart center, our circle, the circle of trees. And tune into your own energy body, your own body. And notice your body, and especially where there is any tension or pain, discomfort. And then offer that part of your body this calm, compassionate energy. There's no need to fix, there's no need to make something happen. It's the beginning of self-compassion, starting with the body. You might put your hand there. Take a deep breath or two. And doing the same thing, instead of trying to remove any fear, anxiety, guilt, need, an urge to act. That's all good. They're all welcome. All these feelings are welcome. Just bring them in and feel this love and compassion circling them. An energy of compassion. Guilt, you are welcome here. Fear and anxiety, you're welcome here. You're safe. You're loved. Energy and light extending to the parts of us. The anger, you're welcome here. Your exhaustion, let it come and rest. Let all those parts of you join us here in the circle of trees. All of those emotions, let them sit right with you. As you, the trees and spirit, offer them love. Feel the sunshine again, dropping down through the top of the tree that's behind you, filling the tree, and then as it drops down to your head, filling you, filling our circle. Thank the ground, the roots, the tree, the sun, and spirit. And take your time rising up, finding your feet there in the forest. And then picture yourself leaving the circle of trees, saying, "We'll be back," and following the trail. Back to the trailhead. Back to the front door of wherever you are or the place you are, the seat, the surroundings, as you wiggle your toes and open your eyes when ready.